Don't scroll. This message is not random, and it's not for everyone. If you're watching this right now, especially before this Saturday, there is a reason. God is about to remove something heavy from your life. A burden, a delay, a pain you've been silently carrying. But there's one thing you must not do. Ignore this moment. Stay with me, because what happens this second could shift everything. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, things just don't move? You pray, but nothing changes. You wait, but nothing happens. You hope, but things fall apart. And deep down, you start wondering, is God even listening to me? Let me tell you something honestly. God has never ignored you. Not once, even in your silence, even in your confusion, even in your breaking moments. God was preparing something behind the scenes. And this Saturday is not ordinary. There are moments in life when everything aligns spiritually. Moments when God opens a window. Not for everyone, but for those who are ready. This Saturday is one of those moments. It's a day of release, a day of breakthrough, a day where what has been stuck begins to move. But here's the truth most people don't understand. God doesn't just remove problems randomly. There is always a preparation before the miracle. And that's why you're here right now. Let me ask you something. What is the one problem that has been draining you? Is it financial stress, a broken relationship, mental pressure, fear about your future? You've cried about it. You've thought about giving up. And some days, you just feel tired of everything. But listen carefully. That problem did not come to destroy you. It came to transform you. Because before God removes a problem, He strengthens the person going through it. Every sleepless night, every silent prayer, every tear no one saw, they were not wasted. Now here's the part you cannot ignore. This Saturday, many people will go about their day normally, scrolling, wasting time, ignoring the signs, and nothing will change for them. Not because God didn't want to help, but because they were not spiritually alert. Don't let that be you. When God sends a moment of change, you must respond, not casually, not later, but intentionally. If you truly want God to remove your problems, you need to prepare your heart. Here are 3 simple but powerful steps. 1. Release control. Stop trying to fix everything on your own. You've tried enough. You've stressed enough. Now say this in your heart. God, I give this problem to you. Because what you hold on to, God will not take away. 2. Let go of negativity. Doubt blocks blessings. If you keep thinking, nothing will change, then nothing will. This week, guard your thoughts. Replace fear with faith. Replace worry with trust. 3. Pray with expectation. Not just routine prayer. Not just empty words. Pray like something is about to happen. Because it is. This Saturday, something will shift. It may not be loud. It may not be obvious at first. But something will move in your favor. A delay will break. A door will open. A burden will lift. You might receive unexpected news, a sudden opportunity, or a deep sense of peace you haven't felt in months. That's how God works. Not always dramatic, but always powerful. Watch for these signs. You feel calmer without reason. You stop overthinking suddenly. Things begin to align naturally. You feel a sense of hope again. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. Sometimes, when things start changing, your mind will try to pull you back. What if nothing happens? What if this is just temporary? Ignore that voice. Faith doesn't need proof before it believes. Stay steady. If this message is touching you right now, it means something inside you already knows. Your time is coming. You didn't come this far just to stay stuck. God didn't bring you through all those struggles just to leave you here. Something is about to change. Before we continue, type in the comments, I am ready for my breakthrough. Say it with belief, because words carry power. This Saturday, don't treat it like a normal day. Wake up with intention. Take a few quiet moments. Speak to God honestly. No fancy words. No perfect sentences. Just truth. And then let go. Your problems are not permanent. Your struggle is not your identity. And your story is not over. This Saturday, God is not just removing problems. He is making space for something better, something bigger, something you didn't even expect. So don't ignore this moment, because it might just be the turning point you've been waiting for. Let's talk about something difficult. The waiting. Nobody likes waiting. It feels like nothing is happening. It feels like being stuck between where you are and where you want to be. But here's the truth. God's delays are not denials. Sometimes God makes you wait because what you're asking for is bigger than what you're ready for. Think about it. If everything came instantly, you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't learn patience. You wouldn't build strength. Waiting is not punishment. It's preparation. And this Saturday might be the moment your waiting ends. Have you noticed something? Right before things get better, they often feel worse. Pressure increases. Problems multiply. Emotionally, you feel drained. That's not coincidence. That's the breaking point. Because right before God shifts your situation, the enemy tries to make you quit. This is where most people give up. But not you. If you've made it this far, you're closer than you think. Sometimes the problem isn't delay. It's direction. You were planning one path, but God saw something better. So he closed doors. He blocked opportunities. He made things uncomfortable. Not to hurt you, but to redirect you. And one day you'll realize what didn't work out was actually protecting you. This Saturday, you may finally understand why things happen the way they did. Let's be real for a moment. Some problems aren't external. They're emotional. Pain from people, betrayal, disappointment, words that stayed in your mind. And even though time passed, the feeling didn't fully leave. God doesn't just remove problems. He heals hearts. This Saturday is not just about fixing your situation. It's about restoring your peace. You don't always need loud words. Some of the strongest prayers are the quiet ones, the ones you whisper, or sometimes don't even say out loud. God hears those. Every time you said, "Please help me," even in your mind, He heard it. And just because you didn't see immediate results doesn't mean nothing was happening. Something was shifting. Timing matters. You might be ready, but the moment might not be. God doesn't just work based on your need. He works based on perfect timing. The right people, the right opportunity, the right situation. Everything has to align. And when it does, things happen faster than you expect. This Saturday could be that moment of alignment. Growth is invisible at first, just like a seed underground. You don't see anything happening, but something is changing. Roots are forming, strength is building, and one day, it breaks through the surface. That's you right now. You may feel stuck, but you are growing. And soon, it will show. One of the biggest mistakes people make is comparison, looking at others and thinking, why is their life better? Why are they moving ahead? But you don't see their full story. Everyone has a different timeline. God is not working on your life based on someone else's progress. Stay focused. Your time is coming. Pay attention to the little things. A sudden idea, a random opportunity, a conversation that feels meaningful. These are not accidents. God often works through small signs, not big announcements. This Saturday, your breakthrough might come quietly, so stay aware. Before God changes your situation, He changes your mind. You start feeling calmer, less anxious, less stressed. That's the first sign, because when your mind is at peace, you can handle what's coming next. Don't underestimate this. Peace is power. Your words matter. If you keep saying, "Nothing works for me," then you reinforce that reality. Start speaking differently. Say, "I believe something good is coming. I trust God's timing. I am ready for change." Even if you don't fully feel it yet, say it, because eventually, your mind will follow your words. You didn't find this message by accident. Out of millions of videos, you're here. That means something. Maybe this is your reminder, your sign, your moment. Don't ignore it. This Saturday, take it seriously, because what you do next can shape what happens next. Say this quietly to yourself. I release my problems. I trust God completely. I am ready for my breakthrough. Feel those words. Believe them, because change begins. The moment you decide it will. The moment you felt like giving up. Be honest, there was a moment recently when you almost gave up. Not publicly, not in front of others, but inside. You felt tired, tired of trying, tired of hoping, tired of waiting. And for a second, you thought, maybe this is just my life. But that moment didn't define you, because you're still here, still searching, still listening, still hoping, and that means something inside you hasn't given up. Let's talk about your lowest point. That moment when everything felt heavy, when nothing made sense, when you felt alone, even in a room full of people. That wasn't just pain. That was a turning point in disguise. Because sometimes, you have to hit emotional rock bottom to finally look up. Some problems don't leave, because patterns don't change. Same thoughts, same reactions, same habits, and then we wonder, why is my life not changing? This Saturday is your chance to break that cycle, to think differently, to act differently, to choose differently, because new results require new patterns. Not every miracle is instant. Some are fast, some are slow, but both are powerful. Don't expect everything to change overnight. Sometimes, God removes the problem instantly. Other times, He gives you the strength to rise above it. Either way, you win. What you think repeatedly becomes your reality. If your mind is full of doubt, your life will reflect it. If your mind is full of belief, your life will shift. So ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind every day? Because that's what's shaping your future. Look at everything you've survived, everything you thought would break you, but didn't. You're still here. That means you're stronger than you realize. And if you handled all that, you can handle what's next, even when no one else notices. God does. Every small effort, every silent struggle, every time you kept going, when it was easier to stop. Nothing is ignored. Nothing is wasted. What if the delay is actually protection? What if the thing you wanted earlier would have gone wrong? Sometimes delays save you from bigger problems, and later, you'll be thankful it didn't happen sooner. There are things you're still holding onto. Old memories, old pain, old disappointments, and they're heavy. But here's the truth. You don't need to carry them anymore. This Saturday is a chance to release that weight. Your breakthrough won't look like someone else's. It won't follow the same timeline. And that's okay, because your journey is uniquely yours. Don't compare it. Don't rush it. Trust it. Before something important happens, distractions appear. You'll feel lazy, unfocused, distracted. That's not random. Stay aware. Stay focused. Because not everything that pulls your attention deserves it. Sometimes, you just feel something is right. You can't explain it logically, but it feels real. That's your inner guidance. Don't ignore it. This Saturday, listen to that feeling. Change can feel uncomfortable, even when it's good, because it's new, different, uncertain, but resisting change keeps you stuck. Allow it, trust it, flow with it. Holding anger hurts you more than anyone else. Forgiveness is not about them. It's about you. It's about freeing yourself from emotional weight. And when you let go, you feel lighter. Right now, things may feel confusing, unclear, messy, but clarity is coming. Soon, things will make sense, and you'll see why everything happened. From this moment, stop saying, "Why is this happening to me?" Start saying, "What is this teaching me?" That one shift changes everything. Repeat slowly. I trust the process. I release control. I welcome change. I believe in better. Again, let it sink in. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your life without this problem. Feel that relief, that peace, that happiness. Hold that feeling, because that is what you're moving toward. You didn't come this far just to stay where you are. Something is changing, something is shifting, and this Saturday could be the start of it. Don't ignore it. Your story is still being written. This chapter may be hard, but it's not the end. Better days are coming. Peace is coming. Solutions are coming. And maybe they begin this Saturday. If you're still watching, that means this message was meant for you. Comment "I believe." Like this video. Subscribe for more, because something powerful is already in motion. Let me tell you a story. Not about someone famous, not about someone perfect, just a normal person. Someone a lot like you. They had plans, dreams, expectations for how life would go. But slowly, things started going wrong. Not all at once, but little by little. First, a small disappointment, then a delay, then something bigger. And before they realized it, they were stuck in a place they never imagined being. At first, they stayed strong. They told themselves, it's just a phase. But the phase didn't end. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And slowly, their confidence started breaking. They smiled less. They worried more. They started questioning everything. Why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? And the hardest question, will things ever get better? No one really knew what they were going through. Because on the outside, everything looked normal. They still talked, still worked, still showed up. But inside, it was chaos, overthinking at night, stress during the day, fear about the future, and the worst part, feeling like no one truly understood. One night, they couldn't take it anymore. No distractions, no pretending, just silence. And in that silence, they finally spoke honestly. Not perfectly, not with fancy words, just real. God, I'm tired. I don't know what to do anymore. Please help me. That moment changed something. Nothing dramatic happened immediately. No instant miracle. No sudden solution. But something subtle shifted. They felt lighter. Not because the problems disappeared, but because the pressure inside them did. And that was the beginning. The next day, nothing looked different, but they acted differently. They worried less. They trusted more. They stopped forcing everything. And slowly, things started changing. Not all at once, but step by step. Opportunities appeared. Unexpected help came. Situations improved. And one day, they realized something powerful. The problems that once felt impossible were no longer controlling their life. Here's what matters most. The change didn't start when the problem disappeared. It started when they let go of control and chose trust. That's the key. Now let me ask you something. How much of that story felt familiar? Because it's not just their story. It's yours. You've had those moments, those thoughts, those struggles. And just like them, you're closer to change than you think. Every story has a moment where everything starts to shift. Not later, not someday, a specific moment. This could be yours. Right now, after watching this, you have a choice. Go back to old thinking, old habits, old doubts, or step into something new. A new mindset, a new belief, a new direction. Feel this for a second. All the stress you've been carrying, gone. All the fear, replaced with peace. All the confusion, replaced with clarity. That version of your life is not impossible. It's closer than you think. Don't rush past this feeling. Stay here for a moment, because this is important. Something inside you is waking up. Say this quietly. I don't have all the answers, but I trust the process. Again, slowly, and mean it. If you're still here, still watching, still listening, that means something. Not everyone stays this long, but you did, because this message is connecting with something real inside you. Remember that person from the story, the one who felt lost, confused, overwhelmed. They didn't stay there. They moved forward, and one day, they looked back and realized that struggle was the beginning of something better. And now, you're standing at that same point, the point where things can change, the point where your story shifts, the point where everything begins to move forward. If this story felt like your story, comment, "This is my turning point," and believe it. The "don't leave now" trigger. Before you continue, I need you to stay with me for just a little longer, because the next part of this message is the most important. Most people will click away before this moment, but the ones who stay are the ones who experience the change. So don't leave now. You're closer than you think. This isn't just another video, and this isn't just another day. There are moments in life that don't repeat. If you miss them, you don't get them back the same way. This Saturday is one of those moments, and what you do with it matters more than you realize. Listen carefully. Something is shifting. Say it again in your mind. Something is shifting. Again, something is shifting. The more you hear it, the more you start to believe it. And the moment you believe it, you begin to see it. For a long time, your mind has been trained to expect problems, to expect stress, to expect disappointment. But now, you're going to change that. From this moment, start expecting something good, even if it feels unfamiliar, even if it feels uncomfortable, because new expectations create new outcomes. Let me ask you something. What if your life actually changes this Saturday? What if the thing you've been struggling with finally starts resolving? How would that feel? Take a second. Imagine it, because that feeling is not random. It's possible. Stay with me, because in a moment, I'm going to share something simple, but extremely powerful, that you must do on Saturday. Most people ignore it, and that's why nothing changes for them. Don't make that mistake. Remember this. Don't ignore this Saturday. Not casually, not half-heartedly. Take it seriously, because this message didn't reach you by accident. And this moment is not random. Right now, your mind might be saying, "Is this really true? Will anything actually happen?" That's normal. But here's the thing. Doubt has kept you stuck. Maybe it's time to try something different. Maybe it's time to believe, even just a little. Pause. Right now. Take a deep breath. Slowly. In and out. Feel that. That calm. That stillness. That's where clarity begins. Not in stress. Not in overthinking. But in stillness. You've carried this long enough. The stress. The worry. The pressure. It's heavy. But you don't have to carry it forever. Something is about to change. And deep down, you can feel it. What you focus on grows. If you focus on problems, they expand. If you focus on possibilities, those expand too. So starting now, shift your focus, even slightly. That's enough to begin. Say this with me. I am ready. Again, I am ready. One more time. I am ready. Feel the difference. That's not just words. That's alignment. Imagine this. Saturday passes. Nothing changes. And you realize you didn't take it seriously. You ignored the moment. You stayed in old patterns. Don't let that happen. Now imagine the opposite. You wake up Saturday. Calm, focused, intentional. You take a few minutes to reset your mind. You let go of stress. And something shifts. Later that day, you notice things feel different. Lighter, more aligned. That's the version you choose. Here's what you must do. On Saturday, take 5 minutes. Just 5. Sit in silence. No phone. No distractions. And say, "I release everything I cannot control." That's it. Simple, but powerful. Because most people never pause. They stay in noise, distraction, stress. But when you stop, even briefly, you reset everything. Your mind, your energy, your focus. and that changes your direction. From now on, instead of thinking, what if things go wrong? Think, what if things go right? That one question can change everything. Don't ignore this Saturday. Say it in your mind. Don't ignore this Saturday. Again, don't ignore this Saturday. Let it stay with you. You've come this far. You've listened. You've felt. You've stayed. That means you're ready. Ready for something new. Ready for change. Ready for your next chapter. Now, we move to the final part. The part that brings everything together. The part that stays with the viewer, even after the video ends. If you're still here, comment, I didn't ignore this, because you didn't. And that matters.